Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip, it's Talktails! And now our host, she's our very own kaleidoscope of talent. What? It's Kelly Clinton!
Trumpeter? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just flew in from Europe, and boy, hi, welcome to Talktails. I am your host, Kelly Clinton -Holmes. Yeah. Hey, and Scott, is the screen warped like that? Is it? You see how it's sideways like that? Am I sideways like that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's what I feel like right now because I got my flight got canceled. We'll talk about all that later. You are watching the Vegas Video Network, and we have so many exciting things planned for you today. We have our guest who is opening a brand new show tomorrow night. He's the newest headliner in town. Oh yeah, get excited. He's not a singer, or is he a singer? I don't think so. He's not a dancer, no. He is not even a Playmate of the Year. I mean, that I know of anyway. He won't say what I should say. He plays trumpet, so he's a trumpeter. He's a trumpeter. He blows, baby. He really blows. He blows the roof off the house. That's what, he doesn't blow, but he blows. And he's awesome. And he's a conductor and a composer, and he's got a brand new show called Pop Evolution opening at the Stratosphere tomorrow night. Dave Perrico is here, baby. Not yet. See? We warned him and everything, Scott. We said, when you hear your name, do not come to the stage. But you've given him Crown Royal before the show. So anyway, but before you meet Dave, he's so cool, it's going to be great. I want you to meet another cool guy who's a part of our Talktail show. He is the orchestra. Dave doesn't know we have our own orchestra here. We are big time. We totally have all of this one person over here, and his name is Kenny Davidson, our Talktails orchestra. Bow Tie Daddy, baby. How have you been, man?
I've been great. How are you?
You can play while you're talking. You see that? That's what jazz guys do. Like Dave, they go, yeah.
I was playing a little bit by the Doors.
Yeah, cool. You been good?
I've been great. How are you?
How's your night going over? Well, how is it?
It's going fantastic.
Going great? Over at the what?
At the Tuscany on Friday nights.
Oh,
from
yeah?
10 o'clock to 2 a.m. It's been a blast.
You're kicking butt over there.
Absolutely.
Who's your guest this Friday?
This week
night?
It'll be Janet Page of the band China.
Ooh.
She's going to be the headliner this weekend.
She's a little tiny stick of dynamite.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. She's a little girl
terrific.
with a big voice, and I've known her for years. She's
she's awesome.
Nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
And
we had the Friday after will be Jason Allen, who's a great singer. Dennis Blair was in this past weekend. He was kind of just came in, and we did about 20 minutes of Simon and Garfunkel on the show, and it was a lot of fun.
You guys are so great together.
Yeah.
He is a comedian, it was headlining over somewhere at the.
He was at Planet Hollywood for the week, and we did Dennis Bono on this past Thursday too.
When he says we did Dennis Bono, he means that they appeared on the show, is what they mean. That's all. I just want to clear
that one.
Hey, I've been traveling. I'm a whole different person right now. Anyway, great to see you again.
Great to see you.
You look sharp, Bow Tie Daddy. I also want to say hi to our producer, director, creator of the Vegas Video Network, Scott Whitney. Hi, Scott. And we never say hi to Jacob Cannon, and it's like people are going, who's that guy over there? Why doesn't he get acknowledged?
Good-looking man back there.
Hi, Jacob. Okay, so Scott, you've been through hell, man. Are you okay?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, then we won't. Let's talk about me. You sure you don't want to talk about it?
We can talk about it if you'd like.
Okay, so Scott had an operation on his hoobie holla.
It's not a hoobie holla.
Didn't you have your hoobie holla removed?
First of all, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You're not allowed to curse. We are never going to get picked up by ABC, CBS,
That's
or NBC.
True.
No cursing.
I'm going for Cinemax. I really want to be on Cinemax.
Keep that. Okay. What happened to your coinga?
My what?
Your coinga.
What? It's a belly button.
You know what? You are taking so long to answer because you're on
I'm
Laura.
on low tab.
Laura.
It's not Laura. It's Laura Tab.
I went to school with her,
Oh, she's a lovely gal, Laura Tab.
Totally.
By the way, you take enough Lortab, and I promise you Dave Perrico is dancing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought he agreed. Okay, dancing, singing, and playing the trumpet.
Oh, I've seen him dance naked.
All right, so you're feeling okay, though? Can we?
Well, I'm a little tender.
Wow. So you had a...
This is the first day I've worn pants in 4 days.
So this is your first day back in pants?
Yeah, I've been pantless for the last 4 days.
Thank you for putting your pants on today.
By the way,
seriously,
huge view, really good viewership
totally
for that. By the way, it was good.
All right, I'm going to move on and come back to you because I'm not sure he can hear me.
I can hear you.
All right, listen. I hope you have a quick, fast healing, and wherever it is, and it's probably not even in the lower region. He just probably walked around without his pants for 4 days. It's probably his shoulder. All right, so ask me where I've been, Scott.
Hey, Kelly. Want to hear about my Lortab?
Actually, I was in Europe. Thank you for asking. Yeah, we went, you know what, when I last saw you, we got on a flight, we flew to New York, and then we flew all the way to Venice. And it was so dreamy. Can we pull up the shots?
I'm looking for it.
Nice talking to you.
I'm looking for it, and I can't find them.
Well, go on to my Facebook.
Where do you think I am right now?
Yeah. And you just kind of scroll down. Look for two cool people in a gondola.
Oh, here they are.
Is that what you call it?
Found you.
Gondola. Anyway, Clint and I had a great time. And you see, that's not the Venetian here in Las Vegas. That is the real deal right there. It was so cool. We had a gondola ride, and it was very romantic. And I thought of Diana and Perry, not because I'm weird, but because you said how... and so was Clint, oddly enough. But anyway, it was great. And you had said it was like no other place in the world, and of course it was. And we ate great food. And that's right there is Greece. Santa what? Santorini, thank you.
What's going on with your hair there?
Well, it's just static, that's all. No, it was windy, it was beautiful. Anyway, so we did make a purchase or two there, by the way. It was great, and we were on this cruise, and Clint was working with a group called the Christian Timbre Quartet, and you'd love them, Dave. They were total, very cool jazz, and Christian is a vibraphone player. That's what this is right here. This is the international sign for vibraphone. Anyway, they jammed, and it was great, and great singer on the ship called Renee Marie, who was unbelievable. Okay, then after that, that took like 2 weeks. We had a great time, and then we went to New York, and Clint is actually at Birdland tonight, and I got to gig with him, not in the big city, but in New Jersey. And they welcomed me back with open arms, because you know I'm from Jersey. Isn't that fascinating, Scott?
So far, this has been the best story ever.
Yeah, you usually kind of interact with me here. I don't know if you remember our other life.
I'm going through this really cool Lortab buzz right now. So your stories are really good.
Okay, well, here's more.
Okay.
So I plan on coming back Sunday so I could be well rested for Dave Perrico. Because, you know, I'm interviewing him today. I don't know if you know that. And we're promoting his show, Pop Evolution at the Stratosphere. And I had a plan of getting back. Well, the weather wasn't great. I'm putting myself to sleep right now. Anyway, the flight got canceled. We ended up being stuck there in New York. And I made a friend. Her name is Jen. And we kind of did the buddy system. Yeah. So that right there, we didn't actually room together. That's kind of weird. But we got stuck.
That's a shame, really.
We really didn't room together, but we had rooms, you know, connecting rooms. But, you know, we both kind of went, what? We have to take a shuttle? And we kind of did the buddy system. And, you know, when you get stuck like that, there's no deodorant. There's no, you know, you're washing your unmentionables in the sink.
Your hoo-ha.
Yeah, and you're not your hoo-ha. No, that's a whole different story. There was plenty of stuff for that. But so we did this thing where we were Girl Scouts, and we got those T-shirts. And anyway, she was great, and it was fun, and I'm exhausted.
Did you know this girl ahead of time?
No, but she lives here in Vegas, and she works at MGM. I hope no one stalks her now.
Where is this picture taken? It looks like you're in the same room.
We were in the same room for that moment because we wanted to take advantage of.
You guys didn't bunk together?
We did not bunk together.
You sure?
I swear.
You want to change the story a little?
No, well, if it makes for better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Help
anyway,
her brother out.
Anyway, I haven't told Clint the news, but I'm leaving him for Jen. That's what you want. Anyway, no, she was great, and we just kind of stuck together and made sure we got back to the airport. And it was fun, and I have totally bored myself to death right now. So we're going to move on, because I think Dave is thinking about leaving. Anyway, he's got so much exciting stuff going on. Did you want to say anything else, Scott?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, great talking to you. And, we got to give him a ride home. So we'll be back after this short break with conductor, trumpeter, which is not how you say it, composer David Perrico, right after this on Talk.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I need to come up with something funny to say. 3, 2, 1. Wow. But the co-host. Really, I have to say watching. Well,
That's how you do it. They're
really?
watching. There
Okay,
you go.
I got it.
We are the Odds Couple.
Hi, my name is Scott Pritchard.
And I am Anthony Padilla.
You're watching the Vegas Video Network.
You are.
You are, we are too.
Welcome back to the Vegas Video Network. You're watching Talktails. I'm your host, Kelly Clinton-Home. Just got back from New York because I couldn't wait to interview this young man who is our guest today, opening at the Stratosphere, headlining with Pop Evolution, his 18-piece band, starting tomorrow night, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Say hello to David Perrico. Hi, David Perrico. Do you prefer Dave or Davey or duh?
Actually, David is fine.
David? You're formal like that, huh?
Guys call me Dave.
Chicks?
And chicks refers
Big Daddy?
Big Daddy.
Dave, you are so busy. You're first of all, we had Claire Sinclair, who's the star of the pinup show. You're musical director for that show, right?
Yes.
And so now you kind of, how did it come about that you're doing your own show, Pop Evolution?
I don't know.
I'm going, you know what? Never give the guests the drinks before we start.
No, actually, you mean at the Stratosphere or?
At the Stratosphere.
At the Stratosphere, they approached me, the entertainment team and the food and beverage and the CEO. They really were interested in Pop Evolution and what I've been doing over at the Palms.
Right.
And they asked me if I'd be interested in playing the showroom. And I said, yes, absolutely.
But
So
how did you end up being the musical director for the pinup show? That came first.
For the
right?
pinup show, well, what happened was, every band needs an MD, music director. Yes. So I'm honored that they asked me to fulfill those duties, which also means writing the arrangements for the whole show, basically.
Wow.
So I collaborated with Frankie Marino, which was a pretty cool process. He supplied me the music, and then I did all the charts for the band.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Clint and I came to see the show. Now, I know there have been a lot of changes since then, but it was a great
lot.
show. But,
Yeah.
I mean, we came on the show talking about the band the next day and the dancers. And
it's a lot of fun. It really is.
Yeah, you guys are smoking.
I don't think people really know what to expect because pinup has so many different, it means so many different things to so many different people. Like what pinup really is.
Right.
Is it topless? Is it calendar? Is it the 40s, 50s? So when you come see the show.
How would you describe the show?
I would,
It's all of that, isn't it?
It's everything. It's fun. You've got the nostalgic part of it. It's based on the calendar year. And of course, Claire.
She's easy on the eyes. She was a delight. She was fun.
Yeah, I watched that. She was great.
You did.
You've got this cast of the dancers. They're brilliant. I mean, they're like athletes too.
Yeah.
So
they really, really were.
And the musicians, they make my job easy. I just write something and they bring it to life, and it's
So how many
awesome.
pieces are in that group?
It's 6.
6 pieces.
Yeah.
Now cut to Pop Evolution, which you've been performing, like you said, at the Palms and different places in town, and really popular. And that's how many pieces? 18?
37.
37.
No.
But they don't all show up all the time.
Yeah, you start with 37, you get 18 now. It's actually 18 plus me and the lead vocalist, Naomi Morrow. So it's 20 total, but we bill it as 18 because everybody tells me that that's a good number.
That's interesting.
So,
who's giving you that advice? So 20 is too on the nose, 18 is more interesting.
I said, what about 17? 19?
Huh?
No, they say
They like
18
the
is
in the
the
promo,
18.
right?
Yeah, the thing about Pop Evolution, though, it's based on the classic big band formation, but it doesn't have the traditional instrumentation.
Okay, but it's based on...
It's based on the template of, let's say, 4 trumpets, 4 trombones, 5 saxophones, 3 rhythm. Okay, but now it's embellished in the sense that I have a French horn instead of trombone 3. I have a viola, I have bassoon. I have 2 guitars, plus bass. It's a little bit. It's more embellished.
Piano.
It's more orchestral, rock, pop, oriented than jazz. It's really not a jazz big band.
Right. So what made you make those choices? You wanted to hear more different instruments?
Definitely. I mean, there's something, to the orchestral element of music, the symphony, and the pops vibe. So integrating those orchestral instruments into maybe a pop rock setting has a new twist on it.
Okay, so now that's a lot of people. It's hard to have, I don't know, I'm a singer. I don't know if you know that.
I do.
It's hard. You're like, yeah, I've heard you, sister. That's why I haven't called you. But anyway, I heckle myself. But the point is, it's hard even being a band leader, which I've been on both sides, obviously. I've worked with people, or I've been the leader. And it's hard to even, organize 4 or 5 musicians and make everybody happy. So what's your style like as a band leader?
As a band leader, first of all, I mean, everybody in the band, they're all artists in their own right. They all have their own projects. So I think there's just a mutual respect for everybody. It's not like a taskmaster, like, do this or do that. Right. It's just a mutual camaraderie. I'm just having fun with them. So it just rubs off on everybody. And
so everybody's really there because they want to be.
Everybody's there because they want to be there. They're top flight, top-notch pros. Everybody, there's no ego at all there. So
that's great. That's amazing.
That's.
And you have singers. Tell me about the singers.
I have one main singer, Naomi Morrow, who actually moved to Vegas from Orange County, starting as the Christina Aguilera in the Vegas Superstars. That was her kind of start to get to Vegas. She did that for 6 years, and then she got into songwriting. So she plays piano and singer-songwriter. Then she took a break, for like 6 or 7 years. Started a family, and she's back singing full go. And then also Savannah Smith filled in. I met her a year ago. She filled in for Naomi for maternity leave. She had her number 3.
So how many months was Naomi pregnant?
She was pregnant for 17 months, and then...
Exactly. Yeah. You were talking earlier about your mom. She actually had me in her stomach for 9 months. So she's a real fighter. She went all the way.
Yeah, she carried me for 9 months. You are the way you are because I carried you.
That's right.
9 months.
Is she that kind
Not
of
your
mom?
Father.
Does she say she gave you your talent and all of that stuff too?
That's exactly right.
I think
she does.
We have the same mom.
She plans my set list. I have to have them approved.
What?
I have to have my set list approved.
Is she a musician or a singer? Or
no.
Not at all. Does she have an accent like a back east?
No,
Ohio?
No.
It seems like you got to have that
you need to be doing some Michael Jackson.
And was she right?
So, well, I haven't yet. So I actually told her to get her own band. So
I know, that's what band leaders tell singers when they go, I don't want to do that, get your own band. No, but she's probably got a great ear and she knows where her son really shines.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right, back to the story. So Naomi has some children and Savannah fills in and then and she's terrific. I don't think I've heard Naomi. I'm not sure, but Savannah I've heard and she's a part of BBR, and she's a part
of Vegas the Show.
Vegas the Show.
One of the leads, yeah. They have that powerhouse kind of style. And the cool thing about their diversity is I'm doing tunes like Motley Crue or Foreigner, so you're taking, the interesting thing is they're singing tunes that are usually male leads.
Right.
So that's the twist on it.
Very cool.
It's like just another twist on an old dish.
I'm sure Mom loves the Motley Crue medley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm sure she's into it.
I've had other guests, singers throughout the year, Frankie Marino and Lorena.
He's terrific. He's amazing.
Lorena was on Sky D. Miles, Laura Schaefer. Who else?
Well, weren't you for a while musical director for Zoe Bowie?
I still am.
You still
Technically, somewhere in there. He usually calls me the day of the gig. Hey, we have a gig in Scottsdale.
Why does that not?
Can you? Here's my budget. Can we make that work? I'm so sorry to call you. No, no, I'm kidding. No,
oh, not so much.
Well, maybe the day before. No, we have a good relationship in that sense that he likes to do the vintage Vegas thing.
Yeah. So you do the big band stuff with him, the standards.
Standards, Sammy, Frank,
Sinatra,
Sinatra
Well,
stuff.
that would be Frank.
Actually, he likes to cater to more of the Steve and Edie vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of had that was his kind of focus.
Yeah.
He's always trying to get Clint and I to do that, and it's just not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Clint wants to be happy. It's challenging. Anyway, so you also, now I read a lot about you over this past week. Things I didn't know were that you are part of the faculty at UNLV, right?
Part-time.
You teach?
I do.
And for the jazz ensemble? Or
I'm in the jazz studies area, as they like to refer to it. It's not
and they do
this. It's not, you can't say department. But I teach whatever classes they ask me to teach. It could be jazz improvisation, jazz seminar, jazz conducting. I have 5 students that I teach one-on-one jazz arranging composition.
So you studied there at UNLV. You moved.
I moved there from Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio, 9 years ago to do my master's degree.
Now, UNLV, why did you choose UNLV? Because I know it's a great school. But there are a lot of schools out there.
You know what? I really didn't choose UNLV. I just sent an anonymous email to the director of jazz studies, David Loeb, looking for work. And he says, "I don't have any work for you, but you want to go to school? You want to do like your?"
Dave
so they
is
offered,
amazing.
So they
Dave is great.
Yeah, we have a mutual friend, the late great Buddy Morrow, trombone player, who made Night Train famous. He was the conductor for the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, and David Loeb was on the band in the 70s at some point.
Really?
And Dave heard that I was with Buddy Morrow in the 90s, so he offered, he sent me an email back and offered me a full paid tuition.
How great is that?
And then also a stipend salary to teach. So I did my master's, and I've been there ever since.
All because of an anonymous email.
Just some crazy email. I was trying to move to New York, and it just kept falling through. I really wanted to go to New York. And it just, for whatever reason, one or the other, just wasn't working out.
So Dave is all over the place too.
He's incredible.
Dave Loeb,
he's a mentor.
He does a lot of he does a lot of orchestrating, and he's a teacher and
well, I studied
mentor,
with him.
And that's who you studied.
I studied arranging with him and Joe Lano.
Joe Lano.
Yeah.
Amazing guitar.
And film score with Johnny Pate, who was the writer for Shaft.
Wow.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And now I read something about, because Dave Loeb I know works on with Family Guy, the television show, which is, I don't know, do you guys watch Family Guy? My audience is going, they curse. We can't watch them. No, but it's a brilliant, funny show, but always with music. I mean, so you've been a part of the projects?
I did one live taping with Family Guy here in Vegas, a DVD thing. It was cool as at Caesars.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of something else I learned that you did a CD with Gladys Knight. I don't know if you know this, David.
Yeah.
David. But I'm the biggest Gladys Knight fan in the world. I did
She's
that
awesome.
dork out thing when I met her.
She's unbelievable.
And she called security on me,
Yeah.
I went, that was so nice. You did an award-winning
I was
CD
part of the
with
brass choir. The CD, I think it was called One Voice. And it was, I don't know, 3 trumpets, a couple of horns, a couple other trombones, and then like 40 strings. And a choir. Or something like that.
Not to mention the choir.
Yeah, so I really didn't even know what I was recording.
Did
until
you work
later.
with her? So you didn't work
I didn't
with
see her.
directly?
I didn't see her. I was working with her MD and the band. At the time, I think they were at, where were they? Flamingo?
They were at the Tropicana.
Or the
for
Tropicana?
a while. They were at the Flamingo as well.
It was the
for
Flamingo.
a long time.
Right.
Yes.
When I first moved to town, they were at the Flamingo, or just leaving the Flamingo. But she wasn't there, but the whole orchestra was there.
But this one.
And then I found out that that's what it was, yeah.
Oh, see there.
You never know what you're playing for. You really don't.
It's kind of, it's a secret project. By the way, you'll win a Grammy with this.
Yes.
Yes. And also, you've worked with several headliners in town. What are some of the highlights of your career, David Perrico? And your second grade teacher's here, by the way.
Yep.
Go on.
Hi, Mrs. Smith. Anyway.
You worked with Donnie and Marie.
I did. I had the opportunity to do that show part-time. At the time, Gil Kalp was the lead player, and he was working with Bette Midler. And so that was at Caesars. So they were like 30 weeks on over there. So I would do the other 20-something weeks, whatever that is, the rest of the year at the Flamingo with
Did
Donnie
you
and
work
Marie.
one-on-one more with them? With Donnie and Marie, where you're like, yeah, let's talk about this tune, man.
No, not at all.
No, you didn't. Did they make you whiten your teeth and stuff, or did the whole cast have to?
No, clearly not.
No, okay, all right.
No.
These are great questions, aren't they, Jerry?
Actually, Rich Little was great working with.
Yeah?
I loved working with Rich Little. Cirque du Soleil was an experience. The Viva
An experience.
Viva Elvis, that was pretty cool for a while.
So your favorite thing to do, though, is
Natalie Cole.
Natalie Cole.
Natalie Cole was one. And Ben Vereen.
Phenomenal. Yeah, see, Dave Loeb, that's what I know he works with. He's musical director for
Ben
a lot
Vereen.
of people, but really with Ben. Was it cool working with him? Because that's a smaller situation, right? They don't use a big band.
Talk about charisma.
Yeah.
That guy's unbelievable.
He's truly an artist.
freaked out.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
He makes things happen.
He's so, that's like talent times 1 trillion.
Yeah, he's terrific.
Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he's that combination of actor, singer, dancer, and storyteller.
You know what
just melts you.
Ben did to me? He said, I'd like you to be featured on a tune with the band. So I want you to come out and do something with the band. It's like, okay. I said, what? He said, well, I'll let you know.
Oh, no. In the moment.
So this is at the Suncoast, right? Showroom.
Yes.
So he brings me out and he says, do you know Misty? And I said, sure. He says, go ahead.
Wow. That was it?
And I looked at the rhythm section and Dave's like, so he wanted me to play it a cappella with him. So I played Misty a cappella with him.
Oh, how great. So he didn't even say what key, but
nothing.
We
just went into it.
And then he went.
And he went, it was like, wow.
That's so great. I mean, because as a musician, you do a lot of improvisation with your band. You just kind of jam sometimes, and
it depends. More Pop Evolution, I keep it reined in. The solos are designated, but there certainly is the jazz element of improvisation, most definitely.
And I wanted to go back before. I was going to ask you to play something too, so start thinking about that while I'm talking to you at the same time. I wanted to ask you about at UNLV teaching. You don't just work with them technically. You actually kind of get them involved in performance outside.
I try to.
Or different campus kind of dates and stuff, right?
One of my students is actually playing in Pop Evolution, Otto Ealing.
Oh, sure.
And he's working on his doctorate degree right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so, it's funny, when he first came to UNLV, he's like, hi, Mr. Perico, and he was in the band. Now it's, he's just...
Now he calls you Dave.
Now it's Dave, yeah.
He's one of the guys.
He's one of the guys.
So you're giving back because you have the experience of not just learning in the technical end of it and music and writing, but you're out there doing it. So you kind of give them the reality.
Yeah, I think it's a bit being in service to a point, without sounding cliche, but it's giving back. But I think the biggest thing for musicians today is just figuring out what you want to do and how you're going to do it, and the reality of how you're going to do it. And there's so many different things now today, as you know, all the social networking and the websites, and I don't, I'm tweeting. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm tweeting. It's just going out. Somebody, but people get it. Oh, we saw your tweet.
Yeah, I know. But it's a whole new thing. You're in business.
It's a business now. It's a business now. It's, jazz is great. We love jazz, but use that idiom as a stepping stone into the commercial side of music, of how you can make a realistic living as a musician, wearing all the different hats that you may have to wear.
And that's what you do. You do.
I try.
You work
I try.
with other people. You create your own projects, and that's the smartest way. Do we have a live chat question, Scott?
We do. Jane wants to know, has Dave ever gotten any awards, music awards, over the years?
I have.
Well, why don't you? Okay, let me follow up with. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the awards over the years?
Oh, geez. Let's see. There was one award I got for Youngstown State University, my hometown. They had this writing composition for their centennial anniversary. So I wrote a marching band piece, and I recorded it at UNLV and sent it in, and they picked that.
Wow.
And then there was another Jazz Scholarship Award for Best Jazz Composition with the Las Vegas Jazz Society. Something with Chuck Mangione. I forget. They're on the website.
You just kind of threw that one out.
No.
Something with Chuck Mangione. I don't know if you've heard of him. So you've worked with him. You've worked with Chuck Mangione.
Yes.
Is it Mangione?
It's Mangione.
Okay.
I mean, he says Mangione, but most people say Chuck Mangione.
Right.
Which in Italian means big eater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mangia. Yes.
Mangione.
Are you Italian?
Half Italian, half Croatian.
Croatian. Mm-hmm. Well, I was just with your people.
My peeps.
I was in Croatia.
And Dalmatia, the Dalmatia coast.
Sure, I had a dog like that for years.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's right.
Right.
I was just going to ask you something about you Italian. No, not that. Okay, we have another live chat question. Hopefully, my memory will return.
Awesome.
It's actually a question for me. Were you responsible for finding the musicians for pinup?
Some of the musicians, not the whole band.
So when you audition somebody, like for instance, a drummer or a trombone player, there's dozens of great drummers, dozens of great trombone players. What is it that you're looking for that particular gig?
It's a good question. Regarding the horn players, being able, there's so many aspects. First of all, your on-stage presence, because a show like Pinup, you're on stage the whole time.
Right.
So you're not behind a stand. You're not in a pit.
You're on.
So you can't be like
taking a drink.
You have to really be open. Well, that's
right?
there's some nose picking going on.
Okay, that's right. But so you're looking for
people that are comfortable being on stage in front of people.
And the ability, of course, to keep up with David Perrico.
Execution. Execution.
I'm not even going to go there because I've already done too much of that.
Yes,
so
execution.
Apparently you kill people on stage.
Yes, we kill people.
With your music.
Yeah, no. We slay them.
Exactly.
We slay them.
You kill them.
No, the thing is just the camaraderie. There's, I think, the sincerity that people, a lot of great artists have. You notice, no ego. I think that's the biggest thing.
Right. And it's like you're up there, and part of it is not just being a great musician, but like you said, working with people you like.
Some humility,
too.
yeah.
Right, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And you like to show off for each other, don't you?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you know what? I'd like to show off a little bit right now.
Whoa!
I was thinking,
Is that a Martin committee?
Sure. If you want it to be. It's a Bundy.
It's a what?
Let me tell you about this really quickly.
Please, tell us the story.
And I thought, of course, to have you play first, but then I didn't want you to get intimidated. So, I thought we should go out with something from you, after. We'll have a little pause.
Are we going to still do some more interviewing? Or
No, this is going to be it.
How long?
We could. Hey, wait, this is what I wanted to ask you before I ruin everything.
The minute she brings out the trumpet, the show's over.
No, then I will put it down. But I wanted to ask you quickly, who are some of the did you say trumpeter or trumpeters?
Trumpeters, trumpeteers,
trumpet players,
trumpet artists.
Who are some of your favorites? I mean, on your T-shirt right here, you've got Dizzy Gillespie. Is that your number one guy?
He's one of the number. There's
he can't be one of the number one guys.
There's
top.
There's a top there. I mean, I grew up listening to Miles Davis and Maynard Ferguson and Chuck Mangione. Yeah. And then I discovered Dizzy and Clifford Brown and of course Harry James. Right. I loved Harry James, Doc Severinsen, you name it. I loved them all.
So
Freddie Hubbard, Lee Morgan, the Jazzers, but mostly Maynard Ferguson.
What about like Doc Severinsen?
Love Doc Severinsen.
Love him. Yeah. Did you say that already?
I already did.
I did.
It's okay.
I've been traveling. But anyway, so you named Chuck Mangione in there.
Yeah.
So for you to grow up listening and admiring and all of that, then to work with him someday, what was that like? It was
very cool because I saw Chuck when I was 9 years old. And from that point on, my parents took me to see him. And until I was about 24, I probably saw him maybe a dozen times. Well, my teacher at Youngstown State University grew up with Chuck and invited him to come to play with the jazz ensemble. So in short, I wrote a piece called Mangione.
At 9 or at 20-something?
At 22.
You should have said 9.
At 9, yeah, right.
Whoa! So at 22.
So I wrote this piece to, he was coming to Youngstown State University. It was called Mangione. We played it, and then he didn't want to play it with us. I wrote the part for him, and so I played it, and he gave me his hat.
Wow! How cool is that? How great is that?
So got a chance to play with my childhood hero.
That's so great.
So
You started playing when you were 9. Mm-hmm. And how different are how different a teacher are you than some of the teachers you worked with when you were coming up?
I think I'm a little bit more, I would say patient.
Were you tortured, kind of? Were you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if patience, I mean, they were a little bit more, my teachers were all old school kind of Italian guys from Sicily. Tony Leonardi and Isoto Pellegrini. Wow. And they weren't taskmasters in the sense of like doing it this way.
Right.
They just wanted to bring out the best in you. And they didn't take anything other than the best that you can do. So.
And that's why you are the best now.
I just approach it a different way.
You're just kind of the cool guy.
I guess it's a little bit more calm.
You don't say, that was horrible.
Yeah.
What are you trying to, I'll kill you for that.
Right.
Right?
Right, no.
I'm going to kick you, I'm going to knock you into next week if I hear a note like that again.
That's right, yeah. We don't.
You say, that's interesting.
That's
a note.
I like what you were trying to do there, and...
Let's have a lesson right now.
Okay, please.
Hey, you want to break out one of your horns and then?
Sure.
I have this idea.
Okay.
Yeah, break one out. Yeah.
This is the flugel horn, Chuck Mangione horn.
That's so much prettier. Look at
I
that.
got the trumpet too.
No. I want to hear that.
You want to hear this one?
We're gonna do a little duet for a second and then think about what you would like to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what you can follow this with.
Let's run away.
So I'll do a little, and then you just kind of answer back and forth kind of thing, all right?
Okay.
All right, let's do this. I didn't have a plan for that.
Look out.
Check this out.
All right.
Let me start over. I know that
nice.
I was horrible and you were great.
Yeah.
Will you play something else?
Do you want to play the flugelhorn?
Oh man, how different is it than?
Try it.
Yeah, wow. No one's ever asked me if I wanted
Do you want me to
blow their horn before.
Give it a whirl.
Try. That's all I know. So,
okay.
Or I know. Is it the same idea? Okay.
Same idea.
No, it's not.
Sure.
You like my vibrato?
Beautiful. I like it.
Everyone's horrified out there. Thanks for letting me do that.
Absolutely.
You want to play one with Kenny and just kind of jam a little and take us out?
Sure.
And before we do that, Tuesdays and Thursday nights at the Stratosphere.
Absolutely.
Pop Evolution.
Pop Evolution.
What time?
It's our new home, Stratosphere. It's 10:30. Doors at 10. It's a $20 ticket. Now, the cool thing about this is half of that ticket goes to the Las Vegas Academy of Arts.
Yay.
So again, giving back to education.
You're a smart guy.
I don't know about that, but
I'm impressed with you. I really, really am. I was already impressed. But
it's the Stratosphere really approached me about it. They really came up with the idea, and
Okay.
I can't take all the credit, but
yeah, but you inspired me.
maybe so.
So
Maybe so.
congratulations on
Thank
all
you.
the things you're doing. And we will definitely come when Holmes gets back to town. Your big opening night is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Oh, and the Moore Show. Right after this show at 6 p.m.
Oh yeah,
today.
we did a little Yeah, tonight, 6:30 or no, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock on the Moore Show.
Moore Show. I had the small 8-piece band.
Yeah, he
this morning.
travels with it. Sometimes he performs with just the 8-piece. You know.
Yeah, so that.
It's just Kenny and I here. You know.
I understand.
By the way. So, will you play something?
Sure. What do you want to play, Kenny? Sure.
I love it. I love it.
In A sharp.
Oh, now you're gonna have lipstick. Sorry.